All righty, fellas. Hopefully, leave it in the chat if you won a championship this weekend. Did you win a championship? We want to know. It's the best time of the year for us to find out that you guys won some titles. I have definitely taken down 2 of my 4 for sure, and hopefully I will take down a third. I was talking about this before with Danny and Spicy in the back seat, but basically all I need is I'm up 7 points. It's a best ball league. So Tim Patrick Taylor, a bunch of like random shitters, as long as they don't go for like 12 to 15 fantasy points, I should be okay. I'm up 7 against Bindles right now, but and shout out to B-Mac. He said, yes, he won. And what you got for tonight? We'll show our underdog picks here in a second. We are going to rip a playoff best ball draft. We do have Spicy in the back seat here, and we're going to rip one of these. We do have to go over our BBM as well. Unfortunately, we are not in great spot.
Yeah, no, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Would have loved literally any of our running backs putting up anything. Like Josh Jacobs fucking getting sniped by Emmanuel Wilson and Dontavian Wicks getting tackled on 3 other. I kind of figured at that point maybe we didn't have the greatest time, especially knowing that Jalen Naylor had already sniped all of the other 3 fucking Vikings that we have on our team. Sometimes it's your slate, sometimes it's not. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, hopefully we're able to hold the 6K. If not, more than likely, like I would be shocked if we went to 37.50. I think more than likely it's going to be 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, I would bet very good money that we will not hold the 6K. We're 9 spots out of dropping to 5. I think we're probably going to drop to 5K right now, which sucks. But like you said, it's not the second James Conner went out on Saturday night, I'm like, yeah, we're not winning this thing.
In fact, the second Nico Collins had a dud on fucking Christmas, that's when I'm like, maybe.
Yeah, you kind of need to run pure. So like what we needed to happen was Lamar has the game that he has. Maybe Keaton Mitchell breaks off a long touchdown at the end of the game, likely catches 2 touchdowns instead of 1 or something like that. And then Nico has 16 points. Like I would have felt a lot better. Dr. Brian Harris says sitting at 123rd, which sucks because you were at one point in 12th place going into the Sunday main slate there, needing a good game from Debo to move up. So 123rd, you can check out his
the top 100. So you could probably still get 11K. 123rd. Yeah, Dr. Brian Harris. So he's at 144. Can you go up to where the next ladder is? I believe at 50, correct? After the 11K, sorry. The next ladder is at a top 100, which would be 11. What would it be to get to 50 here? How many points behind is he? Because he does have a couple live.
Yeah. So it's a big cluster, which is nice. I mean, he should get into the 11K range.
Yeah, I feel comfortable about that. 50, he would need about 157.18, assuming that guy doesn't have any live. So I believe he's 13.5 behind, and he's got Laporta and Debo, he said. So one of those guys going off could be a big difference in his lineup.
Yeah, he's got Goff too, but he only needs 6 for either of Laporta or Debo to hit his lineup, which is good because Gibson's his flex right now at 6 points. Really unfortunate that he had the running backs really tank his team there.
Yeah, and the injuries too, really.
No Montgomery, no Edwards, Connor goes out. Like that sucks, man. I mean, you got lucky. You did kind of get lucky that Gibson was the starter for the Patriots, but he didn't really do anything. So
yeah, no, for sure.
Sucks though, because you ran pretty pure on Higgins having the big game and Burrow and Chase stack as well. So we're gonna rip a playoff best ball draft really quick, Spicy. If you want to rip a gauntlet here. And if anybody wants to join the draft, of course, you can go ahead and do that. Our playoff best ball master sheet, I just updated as well. So if you guys are wanting to do playoff best ball drafts, you can definitely check out that master sheet. I'll link it in the chat.
By the way, did they get back to us on the site in regards to site questions?
Because we don't have any, so it doesn't really matter anyways.
No, I'm saying like you know what I mean?
Yeah, Tom was messaging you back. I don't know if you noticed or not.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, Tom was messaging you back. Corey, what's going to happen? I mean, so Corey Van beat me, unfortunately, in Bush League Dynasty Best Ball. The reason he beat me is because my God squad of Justin Jefferson and Nico Collins and all these elite players.
He beat you because he has grit.
He had Amir Abdullah pop off. He had Olamide Zacchaeus pop off. He had just a useless ragtag group of misfits just beat the crap out of my God squad, which is a horrible feeling. But, I was down so many players. Like I had no Kenneth Walker. I had no Anthony Richardson, no Derek Carr. Like I only had one quarterback to start this week. So it was going to be a little bit of an uphill battle for me to begin with here. Henry said he's in 4th place.
Wow.
For 500K. Sadly, I doubt I win. I have Gibbs. First place guy is St. Brown and Kittle. Sadly, the drop from
Still a
500K.
good payout, man. I know it sucks that you wouldn't get to 500K, but 10K is still nothing to fucking be ashamed of. I'll tell you that. It's a
Yeah,
fucking
I
nice
mean,
little chunk.
you kind of need a generational Gibbs game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, what if the Lions cook and sit the starters in the second half, but it's all Gibbs, like it's just totally Gibbs in the first half. That would be your best case there. I need Amon-Ra and Jennings to not score 58
luck,
points
brother.
for the championship. You should have that covered for sure.
Yeah. Where was it? Sorry, I gotta address this one. Sadly, I won my league, but my league mates say I tried too hard, so I'm not getting my 100. What?
It sounds like mad cause bad.
What does
That's
that
all I
even
can think of.
mean?
You tried too hard?
What does that even mean?
Okay, we're on the clock here. You want to rip
you want to gotta be a Lamario, right?
Yeah, you want to go Lamar or you want to go Eagles?
I'll take the Ravens.
Okay, let's go Ravens. I've been talking it up according to Badake, but I've been talking it up that this could be the Ravens' year because I think Kansas City has been their biggest hurdle, and Kansas City is, even though they're 15-1, weaker, at least in terms of what they can do in the playoffs. At least maybe we're all going to look stupid, and it's just like this whole season was a formality for the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl for the fucking third time. But I'm probably going to take the stance that the Chiefs will be a secondary AFC stack for me in Super Bowl in playoff best ball, but I will not be like mega stacking the Chiefs.
And this is why you always collect your money before the season starts, because dumb shit like this doesn't happen. They don't want to pay the $10 buy-in because you tried too hard. Are you fucking serious? Dude, I would smack those fucking kids in the face. I'd tell you that.
Yeah, this is why you play with adults.
It's like a fucking quick ass backhand right to the noggin.
Yeah, don't be playing with people who don't pay up front, honestly. That's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, that's
gonna move us because we're kind of in the way here of the board. Why did I put money on Wicks and Downs? Hey, I lost the money on Downs too. Don't worry about it.
Arthur, to be fair, you were clowning on me for saying Mason Rudolph over Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, the real answer was Drew Lock. So
the answer was neither.
The answer was Drew Lock for sure. Also, that would have been insane had we gotten Saquon Barkley falling to 11th. He literally just went 9th overall.
Yeah, you want to go fucking AJ here?
Yeah, let's go AJ for sure.
AJ and then a little Zay
Flowers. Yeah. Here, maybe we're actually more in the way now.
So we're gonna need to take. This is gonna be a Justice Hill or a Keaton Mitchell team, right? How are we gonna fucking get a running back?
Oh yeah, you're right. We're gonna have to build out an AFC championship, NFC championship like horse, and then Keaton Mitchell probably as the or Gainwell, I guess, or as the Super Bowl running back.
Yeah, that would be the only issue as currently constructed. But hey,
yeah. Do you want to take? I think Smith is just a better pick, to be honest.
I'm cool with either. Both have spike week potential.
I think I feel better about the difference between Smith and the other Eagles weapons versus Flowers and the other Ravens.
I'm cool with that because worst case scenario, we have to grab an Isaiah Likely. I'm honestly not upset.
Yeah, well, and Andrews could fall back to us. People might not be motivated to take him. So
for sure.
Plus, who knows? Maybe we punt Flowers all the way back.
Yeah, I mean that would be fantastic.
That would be lethal if we could. So okay,
I don't think real quick. I don't think the fucking Jalen Hurts owner's too pleased with us right now.
No, definitely not. But
is he the one who just took Flowers?
Yeah, Flowers just went.
Yeah,
he's building out the counter stack to us, so we got to pay attention to that.
Yeah,
we got to start thinking here about what we want to stack up against Baltimore because we're at a point where Baltimore is likely locked into the 3 seed. All they have to do is beat Cleveland and they'll be the 3 seed next week. So we don't want probably any Steelers or Chargers because that is the most likely
or
6
Bills.
seed. Bills, yeah, they're locked into the 2. So that would be the second round matchup. So what we should probably do, I think, is grab Kareem Hunt maybe and go with a Ravens Chiefs AFC championship and hope that Hunt we're going to need a hammer on the NFC side, probably like a Kyron Williams or Bucky Irving or somebody like that. But we could go with Kareem Hunt as the play from like divisional round AFC championship and just get a hammer for round 1 and round 2.
Hear me out. I know it's likely they play each other, but is Jacobs' value just too much here from an advanced standpoint?
Yeah, I think his value is too much. There's also a chance they don't play each other as well.
Yeah, that would
Even
be
if,
what
even
the
honestly,
Packers.
even if this just gets us out of round 1, I'm totally fine making this deviation at value.
It just seems like too much of a value here. Now, I understand it is counterintuitive knowing that we did make the bet with Philly, but you're telling me Josh Jacobs 23rd overall, even if it's a 1 week advance and he punches in 2 touchdowns. Like, dude, I'm not sure if you've noticed, the Packers cannot fucking throw the football right now. The only thing they can do is run the football.
Yeah. Like, so right now the Packers are the 7 seed, so they would be slated to play against Philadelphia in the first round, but the Commanders going to Dallas next week, they could lose that game.
For sure. Now the question
I
here,
think you got to take Kelsey here.
that's
or
what I was
Worthy.
going to ask. Call me crazy. I like Worthy better at this point.
We also could take Pacheco, but honestly, I kind of just like the value of Hunt better later.
I'll let you make the call. Kelsey or Worthy? I kind of like Worthy better here.
I think Kelsey's just too. It feels like
It's
they've
playoffs
been saving him for the playoffs.
Yeah,
man.
no, that's a good point.
I feel like it's going to be the cute like streamer thing to like not pick Kelsey and just go with Noah Gray later. But like honestly, I feel like this is when it's going to count for Kelsey. You know what I mean? Like they're going to use him the way that they want to use him in the playoffs.
Also, Ladd McConkey's just like a free value at this point at 39.5, right?
Yeah,
there's a really good chance they play Houston round 1 now.
Yeah, so I think the way that it would work in the AFC side of things, I don't think we should fuck around with Ladd McConkey though.
No, not on this team. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. There's a good chance that the Chargers could slide back to the 6th seed. They are currently the 6th seed right now. They would go up to the 5 seed and play the Texans in the first round if Pittsburgh loses to Cincinnati this week. And
which I think they will.
They could, but they are at home versus Cincinnati, so they'll probably be like a 1 or a 2 point favorite.
They're 2-point underdog when I checked.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. Knowing that they got a pretty decent home field. Worthy sliding to us would be insanely good, or Bateman, to be honest, Bateman is probably actually more needed for what we have built out.
Yep.
McConkey just went.
I mean, both would be ideal. Okay, and since that both fall back, you just take Bateman and then you hope one of the KC receivers falls between Hollywood and Worthy?
Texture-wise, I feel, oh, God. So Bateman went. We got to pray that, dude, that would have been so great if he would have fell. I guess we grab Hollywood here, right? Or do we grab Goddard? Like, we're not going to have a full Super Bowl.
Probably Goddard
here,
right?
I think.
That's a smart play.
Yeah, let's go with Goddard here. We're going to need...
this guy's just fucking taking all of our Ravens. I mean, it's payback, to be fair, but...
Yeah, we're going to need... Like, how many Ravens are even left? Like, Likely and Keaton, I guess.
Hey, you ready for us to be posted in a Twitter screenshot?
Yeah. Okay. Who do we...
Hollywood, I think.
We go Hollywood, or you want to go Reed?
I think Hollywood has to be because we already met the bet on the Eagles.
Yeah, we did. Okay, let's go with Hollywood. And Spicy, you want to go star Likely and Keaton and Justice.
Hunt. Is Hunt gone?
Yeah, let's star Hunt as well, if he's still there.
Hopefully he is. Hunt.
Is he gone? Holy shit,
gone.
He went already.
I mean, Noah Gray is just going to be customary. Samaje Perine not a bad little show.
Yeah, go Perine and
then
start Gainwell too.
Yeah, that'd be our guys there.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it's, hey, dude, we fucked that guy, so it's payback. I understand it. Fair game.
Okay, are you comfortable going with Jacobs as our only horse and then going with both Gainwell and
that's how we have to play it.
Is that what we want to do? And we want to go Justice over Keaton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Justice is more likely to have a spike week, I think.
Yeah, like when the only thing is obviously he's been banged up, but
here's my thought process. If the Ravens don't have Derrick Henry, are they actually going to win anything?
Maybe not, but like
Justice can coexist with Derrick Henry and get points is what I'm saying.
That's a good point.
I think Keaton Mitchell's just a redundant play because it's like
the way it would have to work. The way it would have to work.
Henry gets hurt in the AFC Championship and they make.
That's what I was going to point out too. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a major galaxy brain though.
Yeah, a little too much. Yeah, I mean, we have our championship slate set out. Is the Eagles guy the one picking before us here?
Yeah, it's this guy right here.
Wampus.
Yeah.
He's gonna take us still, isn't he? Kenny Gainwell, right? Okay.
Sweet. Dope.
Awesome.
Okay, we gotta take Hill here.
Yep. And probably Likely.
Yeah, likely as well. Then we're gonna have 6 in the bowl.
Yeah.
And we could take a stab at like a late round Eagle if we wanted to,
Yeah.
or we could.
I think we should just get a running back.
Yeah. Do you want to just grab Pirine? Well, Pirine's not really relevant because we're
I'm
not
trying
going
to
to need him in the Super Bowl. I think it actually makes more sense to take Mitchell too.
Yeah, I mean, we could, because think theoretically here. Hear me
Grab
out.
Likely here.
Hear me out. If Bucky Irving makes it back to us, they are likely not to play the Eagles until the NFC Championship if they were to make it there.
Yeah, that's true. And like then we have 2 bullets for hammers too. It's like if we're gonna burn a hammer somewhere, because like let's say Jacobs has a great game and they lose to the Eagles in the first round, we need somebody in the divisional round. Justice Hill or whatever is not going to get us through. So at least with Bucky Irving, you just hope that the Bucks went on a run or something.
Yeah,
we could go. I bet Kyron's probably gone, but we could go with Brian Robinson too. But I think Bucky's just a better projection. So
yeah, very much, especially knowing that. I mean, your most likely opponent at this point. Oh, it could be the Vikings, but if you guys played the Lions, like that game could break the slate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we're probably we actually have a number of different outs. Like if we get the 3 seed, we'd actually be very likely to play the Commanders in round 1.
Can you even get the 3 seed at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, the Rams could lose to the Seattle this
Buck.
week, and we'd get the 3 seed. Yeah, go with Bucky Irving here.
Yeah, go with Buck.
Do we have enough to full Super Bowl right now?
I believe so. Yeah, Ravens and Eagles.
Yeah. Okay. We got we got 6 in the Super Bowl. That's not bad. I don't like having 5. I think wanting a nutted 5 Super Bowl is probably stupid, especially knowing that you're probably going to get duped with extra players from other teams.
Yeah. By the way, Dylan, I was in the stream chat. Yeah, I was actually just commenting on it at the beginning. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know if Travis Hunter's just in these streets right now, but like,
yeah, shout out.
I'd love to get him on a camera saying whether or not how many snaps on offense he's intending to play.
Yeah, dude, that would be generational.
Arthur said, "What's the best position to draft from?" Probably 1, right?
Just give me Josh Allen.
Just
let me
Josh Allen. Right? Like that's probably. I would say the answer is a top 3 pick though, because I want one of Allen, Hurts, or Lamar.
Yeah, I think that's the appropriate way to play.
Like I think you're just so behind the 8 ball picking like Barkley or Gibbs or whatever. Like as much as those guys are great projections, it's just like impossible to get a good quarterback that you feel good about making a run after that.
Like, even if you get Mahomes, do you really feel comfortable that he's going to get you over the top? I mean, maybe, who knows? We've seen this in the playoffs from him before. He just starts turning up, and he has had a couple good games set in the regular season. But, like, if you're just comparing fantasy point outage to him versus Josh Allen versus Jalen Hurts versus Lamar Jackson, like, those guys can have 26 to 32 points in a playoff setting. The only concern I have for Patrick Mahomes is because, I mean, they have the number 2 ranked scoring defense in the league. I don't think they're going to need to put up 45 points on anybody. And we have seen the Ravens this year cede points on defense at times. We have seen, I mean, the Eagles a lot less frequently, but we know Jalen Hurts can get there on the tush push, can get there on the rushing game. And Josh Allen, I mean, we literally saw him a couple weeks ago against the Rams go into a 44-42 shootout, I believe it was.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, Spicy. He said he has to go because he's got to work early in the morning.
Yeah,
appreciate you for doing that draft with us. The problem with Goff, Brock, is that he has
to get there in the passing game.
He has to get there in the passing game, and also too, like I feel like because there's no other quarterbacks people feel good about going on a run, he's like really pushed up the board given the Super Bowl odds that the Lions have. So while I think Goff is definitely viable, and I think they could go on a run, to me, I would rather play Darnold, Love, or Mayfield if I'm going to go.
Similar projections. And to be honest, like I would prefer the Lions to those teams respectively, but at the same time, I really do think the NFC is a lot more open. Now, at this point, given what we saw from Minnesota against Green Bay, initially I did have Green Bay ranked over them, but I don't know, man. I'm starting to believe in this Vikings team. Like their defense right now is playing well. We know Brian Flores can impact playoff matchups with obviously that blitz heavy approach. And their offense, man, like name me a hole in their offense right now. Their offensive line has been playing well. They have arguably the best weapon set in the league.
I don't think they have the best run game in the world, but that's about where the hole is. It's not severe.
Indeed, like credit to Sam fucking Darnold. He looks fucking like a completely different player this year.
He looks almost as good as Baker Mayfield this year. You're right.
I mean, I think credit to them. Like they're similar in that aspect. Like I don't think it's outrageous to say they're similar.
Yeah,
I think if anything, the
I
Vikings
thought Baker was the best quarterback in that class coming out at the time. Obviously, I had Allen too for what it's
Allen
worth.
was my 1.
Allen
And
was 2, and Jackson was my 3. So
yeah.
I feel decent about that. Obviously, Mayfield, you would definitely take Allen and Jackson over, like in a heartbeat.
As long as it wasn't Josh Rosen, you're good.
Yeah, I actually liked Rosen. I thought
I
he
did
was.
too.
I thought he was like him and Darnold
Jared
to me were
Goff.
like 4 or 5. I thought they were both like pretty good prospects, but yeah, it was.
So let's address this because recently in the Dynasty Cornerstone rankings we did, the assumption that I had is, okay, they're going to move off Darnold after the year, tag and trade situation. He's going to be on a different team. When I saw the way that locker room reacted to Sam Darnold winning that game, champagne bottles being fucking popped and them hugging Darnold, like with this year he's had, if they go to the NFC Championship, how do you move off of him? How do you tell that locker room that you're actually going to move off of him?
Arthur's referring to McCarthy, not Jefferson, just for anybody who would be confused by just JJ
Yeah, right.
here.
Sorry.
It's
tricky.
To me,
it's like a Baker situation, in my opinion.
It's business malpractice to let Sam Darnold walk in free agency. Because you're going to get a 3rd-round compensatory pick when you could very, very easily franchise tag him and at least get a 2nd, if not a conditional 1st, in a trade for Sam Darnold for a team like the Raiders or the whoever would want to pay Sam Darnold. My issue is that, like, I don't know if they're going to give up on McCarthy. They could. It's very possible that they're like, oh, his health is a little bit sketchy. Let's pay Sam Darnold and trade away McCarthy. It's just they traded so much to get McCarthy. I think that's the tough part.
Galaxy brain here. Listen to this. I don't know what the exact package would be. Say, again, you make it to the NFC Championship. You re-sign Sam Darnold. Let's say the contract is probably in the range of 4 years, $200 million is what you'd be looking at, give or take.
That would be a mistake.
But that's what the market value would be, about $50 million per. Let's be real, right? That's about what Purdy's looking for right now. Purdy's about the 55 range. Mm-hmm. Let's just say Darnold's like, okay, I'm a little bit older. I'll take a little bit of it, whatever the case may be. 4 by 200, maybe 220 at the
10%
max, right?
higher than what Mayfield signed, probably.
Exactly. Then at that point, the New York Giants hit you up. They have the 5th overall pick in the draft. And you pick, let's just say 30th overall. And they say, hey, listen, we'll give you pick 5 in exchange for JJ McCarthy and pick 30. Which team says no?
I think the Giants would. I think that's too
You don't think so?
I think that's
apparently he was 2nd on their board last year behind Neighbors.
Yeah. But he also has like health concern now that maybe impact his trade value down to like an early 2nd versus like a top 10 pick.
Because I'm just thinking, shout out Among Us. What the fuck?
Damn. What did we do?
Yeah. But let's address that, right? Let's just say, like, they're not worried. Like, we hear great reports. He addressed rehab really good. At pick 5, you're not getting Shadur or Cam Ward. And in fact, if you told me right now I had to take JJ or any quarterback in this class, I would rather have JJ McCarthy anyways. So it's like, if you can get basically pick 5 and an insulated pick back, I think that's very tempting if you're a New York Giant. I really do.
I do. I haven't.
Good point. Sure. Should have started Adam Thielen over Nico. That's my apologies.
Facts. Should have known. For what it's worth, I liked Adam Thielen quite a bit.
I did too.
You never said Nico. Especially not against Baltimore. The sketchy thing for me with the whole JJ McCarthy conundrum here is that, like, he actually looked really good in like the preseason. I'm sure he looked good in camp. He looked good in camp probably too. So it's not like you're just like, oh, we're doing a Josh Rosen kind of situation here where it's like, oh, we saw what we needed to see. We didn't like it. We're going to move off of him. And I think if they did move off of him, that would probably be more of an indictment on McCarthy than people would think it is.
I'd see that's the thing. Like, it could be, but also, like, dude, like, Sam Darnold is having a fantastic year. Like, if they just said, you know what, as much as we love McCarthy, with what we saw from Darnold operating this offense, with how much he's vibing with this team, with how good he's been for those weapons. Like, if they make the NFC Championship and they lose a close game to Philly or they lose a close game to the fucking Lions or some bullshit like that, I don't see how you can move off of them.
To me, that would be a mistake because it's not like you're getting Sam Darnold for bottom of the market money anymore. Now you're having to make him a highly paid quarterback. This is the same. They've been in this situation before. Yeah. And instead of paying Case Keenum, they went and got Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I mean, there's a difference between how Case Keenum was playing that year versus how Darnold's been playing this year.
Case Keenum was like a top 10 quarterback that year. He played really well.
Not like what Darnold's been.
I mean, numbers wise, Darnold's been a little bit better, but like as far as like some of the plays that he made and like the freaking Minneapolis Miracle and shit, like Case Keenum played really well that year, dude.
I mean, it's okay.
I mean,
22
22-7
touchdowns.
touchdown interception ratio is not nearly what Darnold has done.
Dude, Sam
But
Darnold's on what, 36 touchdowns?
well, he also only started 14 games, so
Sure.
he was pacing like a 30 touchdown season.
I don't know, man. Like Darnold looks like a different fucking quarterback right now.
He looks good. He looks good. And I'm not saying he's Case Keenum. He's obviously has more upside than Case Keenum because he was a top pick and he's still young and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. With Sam Darnold, the asset in Dynasty too, I have no effing idea what to do with the guy. Like I
have him valued near like the Jared Goff range because that's about the contract he's going to get.
Yeah, once he signs a deal, whether it's with Minnesota or a different team, I tend to lean towards like I'll want to sell him if it's a different team.
Yeah, this is also like pretty hilarious looking back. The Vikings made the NFC Championship with Case Keenum and didn't get anywhere close with Kirk Cousins.
Well, here's why that's relevant to this situation though. Case Keenum played for no money, and Kirk Cousins played for a lot of money. So that's kind of why I'm like, I don't think I would just pay Sam Darnold. Just say we got a great lightning in a bottle situation. Our team is built for, winning games, and we have this young kid on a rookie contract who just got to watch and learn from a veteran all year. Like, to me, just thank your lucky stars you had this fun season. Maybe you make a Super Bowl run out of it. Maybe you only go as far as the divisional round of the NFC Championship. To me, it would be what I would do if I was running the Minnesota Vikings is tag and trade him. That's what I would do.
Yeah, for the record, I don't disagree. I'm still a big-time JJ McCarthy believer, which I'm sure if you guys have known anything about me, like I've always been JJ McCarthy pro. Like, and it's funny because my comp for him was obviously saying Joe Burrow would be too much because Joe Burrow was so much more poised in the pocket. But I also think like a better version of what we saw from Ryan Tannehill when Ryan Tannehill was working in Tennessee. I feel like it's going to be somewhere between that, like ceiling-wise. Obviously, like, expecting that to be his median range of outcome would be foolish, but like fringe top 8 to 10 level quarterback operating a great system with those weapons. Like that's what I see from JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm on the same page there. What would they get if they trade? Here's a good question for you. Do they get more if they traded Darnold or more if they traded McCarthy?
Well, like I said,
gives them more in a trade?
I think the way that would work if they traded McCarthy is they would go to a team like the Raiders or the Giants, say, hey, give us your early first round pick and we'll give you like the 30th overall pick. I think that's about the structure of a deal. I
don't think they would do that if I was the Giants or the Raiders or something. I don't think would give.
If you need a quarterback?
No, I think it's a fine trade in principle. I just think the trade value chart and all that bullshit would lead them to believe that they're getting fleeced.
Maybe, but like the guy was the 10th overall pick last year and did nothing to ruin that stock, in my opinion. Like, sure, the knee injury, but he looked good in the preseason.
Oh yeah, no, he did. Like, again,
I feel like that offsets each other.
If you can do that, that makes signings Darnold more appealing to me because that's a very good haul for doing that. But the issue that I have is I don't personally think you'll get that kind of haul.
Well, that's the thing. Like for the Vikings perspective, if you're fully intent, I'm going to keep signing Darnold. You can make this deal and grab like a Will Johnson. That'd be
Mason Graham or something like that to add to your defensive line. Will Johnson would be a huge fit for their scheme defensively for sure.
Yeah, I mean the love path makes sense too, but like, see
the problem is you have to sign Darnold.
Yeah,
you can't. If Darnold was on a 2-year deal, that would make sense, but.
He's going to make a 4-year deal.
I mean, he could play on the tag, I suppose. You could just tag him and like play on the tag.
He won't, though. It's like if you're Sam Darnold, you're coming off a year again. They have one more game left. Let's say he finishes with 38, 39 touchdown passes this year. He's going to get 50 to 55 million per.
He is, but like that's how much the tag is, dude. Like you're telling me
if you're Sam Darnold with your career year, would you want to sign for a 1 year or would you want to get that insurance?
It's $50 million. $50
million is great, but $220 million is better.
I get that, but like you're probably only guaranteed half that, first of all. And second of all, the guy who was a backup quarterback the last 2 years getting a $50 million paycheck and a chance to run it back with a potential Super Bowl contender and really cement himself as a guy that a team could build around come 2026 after they let him walk. in
what
free
happens?
agency.
What happens
I
if
think
he
he's going
tears
to
his
get tagged no matter what. Like, I honestly think he's going to get tagged. I don't know whether he's going to play on the tag. They're going to trade him,
I don't
whatever.
think
I
he
think
will.
it makes a lot of sense, actually, too, with McCarthy coming off of this injury to tag Darnold, play him for one more year, and then go to McCarthy in 2026.
I'm sure for the Vikings standpoint, they'd love to do that. For if you're Sam Darnold, there's no fucking way in hell I am playing on a tag. The reason being is my stock is as high as it's ever been in my career. If I go out there and tear my ACL and JJ McCarthy
And
has
you
a
just got
35
guaranteed $50 million when you were a
instead of
backup 2 years ago.
$220 million.
I guess,
It's a
but
difference,
like,
man.
dude, it's $50 million, man.
He can get that in his sleep.
That's generational money. Like,
It
that already
is.
is. It's cooked. Like, he's
Sure, but if you're Sam Darnold, it's like if he got hurt and JJ McCarthy did what he did this season next year, his stock goes from a 50 to 55 million per year quarterback to one that's probably around the 30 million range.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you, Brock. He should capitalize on that. But the reality is the team holds the cards. So if
Yeah,
you're
I think Sam
Darnold,
holds the cards.
I don't, because they can franchise tag him whether he likes it or not.
And then he could just say, okay, fine, I'm holding out.
I don't think that's a smart idea.
I do.
I think it's easy for you and I to say, oh, like, just hold out for a better deal. When you were nothing a year ago, you were signed for basement level money. You got a franchise tag of $50 million fucking dollars and another chance to continue to rebuild your reputation, continue to play really well.
There's way more risk than reward for him
in
next year.
2026.
There's way more risk than reward for him next year on a 1-year deal, because if he has a bad year, his stock goes right down the toilet. Whereas right now, if he signs this offseason, I'm telling you right now, he could contend for top 5 paid in the world money just based off the fact that he is the next man up.
I don't disagree with that. That's obviously the better alternative. But if his options are hold out until you get traded, and I agree with Scribbles here. I think the league already thought pretty highly of Darnold to begin with coming into the year. And now Darnold would already, even if he had, let's say, like a 26 touchdown, 11 interception year and the Vikings don't make the playoffs or get bounced in the first round, I still think he would get paid no problem in 2026.
The question I have, though, is what if it's more like, oh, no, he just shreds his ACL and now he's a 29-year-old quarterback coming off a shredded ACL?
I mean, yeah, that would be a major risk, obviously. Injury would be the reason you don't do that. But if your options, because he doesn't have a choice.
Arthur, be real. Come on.
You're pretending he has a choice right now. He doesn't have a choice. If they franchise tag him, then his choices are sign the tag and play on it or demand a trade and hold out. Those are his only two options.
And if you're him, you could just be like, okay, cool, I'll hold out till next year when I'm a free agent yet again, and therefore I can just sign on a 55
also tag him again for what.
And they're just going to be wasting their time.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I look at it as if I was Minnesota, I'm tagging him. And if I'm Darnold and they do tag me, I would just play on it.
I would not play on a tag. I'm not.
Yeah.
I get way more risk playing on it.
I get it, but you have absolutely no leverage. McCarthy will presumably be back also.
See, I disagree. It's like, yeah, cool. Play McCarthy then. Trade me.
I don't like. Do you really want to throw you're the McCarthy guy? Do you really want McCarthy hitting the field if you're Sam Darnold?
But I want security. I want security. It's like I just threw 38 touchdowns in the regular season and led you to your first NFC championship since 2017, and you can't even offer me security. Guess what? Send me somewhere else. That's how I'd approach it if I'm Sam Darnold.
I think that's the smart way to approach it from the player, but I'm thinking the way the team will think, and I don't think Darnold really has a say in what happens.
Yeah, and also let's talk about this too. Like I mentioned the scenario.
Maybe they'll just let him walk. I mean, I'd be shocked if they did, but if they just let him walk and he's signed in free agency, like that would be obviously best case scenario for Darnold, because then he's going to go like the Giants or the fucking Browns.
He would get $60 million from the Browns if he was.
The Browns would pay him like $50-60 million.
Yes.
And not only that, but like Stefanski and the Browns are actually like a good fit for what he does.
Where was Stefanski offensive coordinator of before he signed in Cleveland? Can you remind me?
Minnesota, but here's the problem though, is that they owe Deshaun Watson a fucking Brinks truck full of money still.
Dude, if that's the case for them, just be like, hey, yo, Deshaun, we're gonna sign all your money in 2037. Good luck.
Dude, I don't know what the Browns are gonna do, but the report is that they're just gonna roll with Watson.
Yeah, sure. Well, off of a torn Achilles.
Like this will be my guess. This is what I think. This is what I think will happen in Cleveland. I think they're going to just plan to play Watson and sign like Justin Fields.
They have
as,
the
like,
third overall pick in the
competition.
draft. That's how you know 2 quarterbacks are going in the top 3 because they don't have any other choice. They have to take a quarterback at 3.
Yeah, no, they should absolutely take a quarterback at 3, but it would be funny to me if they're so committed to Deshaun Watson that they don't take a quarterback. Like, what if they take Ted McMillan? They're like, we're gonna build around Deshaun Watson. Like, they're pretty fucking stupid, dude. Like, they might do some shit like that.
They are stupid.
Like, what if they just sign Justin Fields to like a 1-year deal, and they're like, yeah, he's gonna like get us by while Deshaun Watson is.
That's a good point by Mason as well. Like if he has a stinker in the postseason, okay, maybe you sign like a safer deal if that makes sense. But
Let's
you
say
go
he
out
has
there and carve
precisely Case Keenum's postseason, where he has like a great divisional round game, good wild card game, and then maybe just loses to a superior Lions or Eagles team in the NFC Championship.
The reason, I mean, going back to Case Keenum not only lost in the NFC Championship, they lost 38-7.
Yeah, he also got rolled
Bombastic.
until a miracle play saved him in the divisional round.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, in that Philadelphia Super Bowl year, weren't they literally a Julio Jones toe tap away from losing in the wild card to Atlanta?
Yeah, they were.
Holy fuck, that was 2017.
I mean, for what it's worth, Atlanta was in the Super Bowl the year before that.
No, I know. It's crazy looking back on that 2017.
Yeah, no, I remember that was a crazy year.
Yeah, don't get me started the year before when fucking I had to deal with Jared Cook toe tap in the fucking Mason Crosby game winner 56-yarder.
Oh, dude, I hated 2017 was such a shitty year to be a Bucks fan because we were on Hard Knocks. We were expected to be so good, and then we went fucking 5-11. Jameis groped an Uber driver, and like it was just bad. It was a bad year to be a Bucks fan. We signed Deshaun Jackson. We're gonna have the best duo of receivers in the league, and just fucking everyone sucked. Mike Evans barely made it to 1,000 yards that year. Like it was bad.
Oh my dude. This playoff stretch was the year where didn't Mariota score the game-winning touchdown to himself in that year?
Yeah.
Against KC.
They beat Kansas City that year. Oh yeah, they had Alex
Smith. The last year of Alex Smith. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is that's precisely my point on Darnold and JJ McCarthy is like, okay, you're going to hold out and not sign your franchise tag. We have a 10th overall pick quarterback behind you.
Yeah, cool. Be my guest. Play him.
Okay, so then you lose all of your leverage? Like, that's terrible advice.
Play him, dude. I can sit out and I can make the same contract next year. You want to tag me again next year? Go ahead.
That's shitty advice.
Well, the last time they saw me start in the NFL, I threw 38 touchdowns and was top 5 in that regard.
Yeah, I don't know. If McCarthy comes out first year and plays like a fucking baller too, though, then they're going to be like, maybe it was Kevin O'Connell.
Maybe. But also, like you said, teams like Sam Darnold. So
maybe Minnesota is just going to be really generous to him and be like, hey, Sam, why don't you go hit free agency and cash out a bag? But I'll bet anybody anything he's franchise tagged on the deadline.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
And that will end in one of two outcomes, in my opinion. He's either traded or he plays on the tag. I doubt he would hold out.
Yeah, I mean, see what he does for sure.
Like, I'm wondering what that guy's the biggest joke in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, Watson's he's a bum.
He is a certified bot.
You're not going to hear me. This year was my last straw on Deshaun Watson. When he was a 16th round best ball pick, I was like, I'll throw some darts at Deshaun Watson, but he is certifiably not a good quarterback anymore. So
certifiably urine. Also, dude, I every now and then I'll go back and look at that fucking Atlanta roster or that Atlanta coaching staff and just see what we're dealing with here, man.
The 2016 one,
2016 Falcons roster. So we got. As the head coach, obviously, and the associate head coaches, we got Dan Quinn, we got Raheem Morris, we got Steve Starnecki, obviously 2 of them current head coaches right now. Then, I mean, you just go to the fucking assistants, Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, fucking Mike LaFleur, Mike McDaniel. Yeah, fucking, like, what are we dealing with here?
Yeah.
Jeff Ulbrich was their linebackers coach, dude.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be riding home about Jeff
He's
Ulbrich.
A good DC, bro. I don't care what anybody says. He's a good DC. Head coach? No.
Oh,
DC?
I laughed so hard at the Kyle Pitts touchdown at the end of the game for what it's worth. What
dude,
the fuck?
Marco had him in our best ball championship, dude.
What do we do with him?
Fuck him. I'm not drafting him ever again. I'm not.
But like among tight ends in Dynasty, where does he rank? There's no good tight ends.
I'm not drafting
him. Like still a top 12 tight end at least?
No. I mean, I'll check right now.
Name 12.
I'm at 14.
Like
Taking Evan Ingram over him.
Yeah, I would too.
Kelsey, Otten, Kraft, Ferguson, Jonnu. Like, I'm taking all those guys over him.
I know.
It's certified garbage.
It's just so hard, man, because the guy's like literally. The guy's barely 24 years old
and washed.
Like Dalton Kincaid is like a couple months older than him.
Oh, that is actually one guy I have Pitts over is Dalton Kincaid. That guy's certified urine.
But like
they both suck.
of them, with both, okay, you're probably right, but with both of them, if the price is low enough, they were first round picks. They're good athletes. Sometimes people take the David Njoku career path where it takes them longer to develop at this position. Like, are they OJ Howard or are they David Njoku? Very good chance they're OJ Howard, but
like, bro, like fucking Dalton Kincaid was expected. He was being drafted like the tight end 6 in fantasy this year, and the guy has 418 yards in 13 games.
Like, yeah, he's bad, man. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that one of Kyle Pitts or Dalton Kincaid will be good next year. I bet you one of them's good. I don't know which one. I don't know why they'd be good, but I could see it.
Speaking of urine, some people need to study fucking Jaden Reed as well. Dude, I literally fucking said halfway through the year, I'm like, yo, is he low-key a top 12 dynasty receiver? Yeah, that didn't last very long.
No, I don't know what the hell happened to Reed, man.
Honestly, you want me to say my honest truth?
What?
Teams just played cover 1 and cover 2 against the fucking Packers, played press man against them, and they couldn't separate.
Yeah.
That's why they have no passing game.
Reed's a good man separator, though. Like, so is Wicks.
But he's playing 60% of the snaps.
I know. It's dumb. I don't know.
Yeah, good clip it. Go ahead. Pitts or Kincaid, they're both urine.
They're both shit, and they're both likely not anything next year. But, like, knowing fantasy, I could see one of them just being, like, randomly really good next year. And we're like, oh, shit, I guess we just need to take some time to let these guys develop in the next level. Like, how much you want to bet we have like some stupid takeaways video where we're like, oh, there's got to be, we got to give these guys time. Like, it's all about development. And Kyle Pitts was only 24 years old and we gave up on him.
Fucking Christ.
Guy's also, not going to be 25 next year, man. Like, it's so hard. He's so tantalizing, but he actually just looks like he's brain damaged when he's playing football.
Dude, he legitimately looks like he can't move side to side at this point. Maybe that's why the only road he can run is a fucking seam.
But like, if the mental side of the game, because I believe that's the problem for both of these guys, for what it's worth. If the mental side of the game clicks for either of them, could they be good? That's my point, I guess.
They've had time. I mean, with all due respect, Pitts has been in the NFL. What? This is going on his 5th year now? 4th, 5th year? Next year would be his 4th, 5th year. Yeah. Like, he hasn't figured it out by then. When's he going to fucking figure it out?
Pitts is going into his 5th NFL season next year. I mean, you want to go look at David Njoku's game logs for his first 4 years? Because they're shit. They're terrible. Yeah. Jonnu Smith, you want to go look at his first 4 years? Terrible.
Hey, they showed more flashes than fucking Kyle Pitts has as of late. Kyle Pitts, since his rookie year, has not been the same fucking player.
You're saying as of late, as if they're not in like year 7 of their career, is what my point is.
Yeah, maybe.
Here, let's compare. Let's compare here. David Njoku, in the first 4 years of his career, 5.9 PPR points per game, 9.6 PPR points per game, 5 PPR points per game, 4.0 PPR points per game. So useless. Absolutely.
The 2020 year, he was terrible. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. Rookie tight end year, sure. 2nd year's where he broke out. 3rd year, he fucking got hurt after 4 games. 5th year, he
wasn't good until he was 27 years old.
I mean, like, not as good as he is now, sure, but like, I would say 2021 for a tight end, 475, 4. Like, that's not.
He's bad. He was bad for 5 years.
I mean, maybe they are. With that being said, by that trajectory, maybe giving them another 2 more years, what are they worth as an asset?
I would give up a late second for Kyle Pitts. I know it seems
Harold
disgusting.
Fannon's going to be a late second.
Yeah, and guess Fannin what? He's not going to be good for 4 years either, based on the tight end position.
Dude, I can't wait.
I don't know, man. I think tight end is just like we gotta really take guys like Bowers out of our mind. This is not normal what Bowers is doing. You know what I mean? Like tight ends were supposed to be slow development. You want to look at TJ Hawkinson's first 4 years too? Like they weren't good.
He's way better than this.
I bet they're very comparable to Kyle Pitts.
What do you mean? He's 723 in his second year. In his third year, 583 and 12. What do you mean? Just his rookie year, he was bad.
12.1. Okay, yeah, but Hawkinson was a little bit better.
Yeah.
It did take him till his fourth year though to have a top 5 season, and we thought he was going to have them like as a year one tight end.
You know what this shows us, by the way? Only buy tight ends once they're actually fucking good, and pay the premium if you have to. Because having to go through this and draft them, like unless it's fucking Tyler Warren, Colson Loveland in a rookie draft, which you know are going to be fucking like shoe-in fits no matter the scheme that they land in. If they're fucking project tight ends, just fucking trade for them once they're good. That's where I'm at with it. Fuck these guys. Pisses me off.
Dude, but here's my, this has always been my stance on tight ends is I just draft 3 of them late in startups and one of them turns into a good tight end for
One
me.
of them becomes McBride, one of them becomes Dolchich, and one of them becomes like fucking, if you're lucky,
Theo
like
Johnson.
Yeah.
But like if Pitts is in that territory because everybody's sick of him, I'm gonna draft him.
I guess.
Like I get it. It sounds like copium. Like it totally sounds like copium on Pitts.
Question:
But
where
like,
would you rank if he was the Pitts asset right now? Where would you rank him in this tight end class?
Oh, you're taking the reset on the rookies for sure. Like
But
you get a top 2 round tight end, Fannin, Johnson, and Loveland. You're definitely taking those guys over Pitts.
Fannin's going to be a mid to late second rounder this year.
Okay, well then I'll take Fannin over him. But I'm telling you right now, dude, like people hate
56th overall pick, Gunnar Helm or Kyle Pitts.
This is what I'm talking about, dude. If Pitts is a 13th round pick and he's the second tight end I draft,
you didn't answer my
I
question.
will fucking draft him.
56th overall pick, Gunnar Helm or Kyle Pitts the asset. You have to make the decision.
I'll take Pitts.
I'll take 56th overall, Gunnar Helm.
You got to watch more Gunnar Helm, dude. He ain't that good.
All right.
Like, who would you rather have? Also, this is an interesting question. Would you rather have Jatavian Sanders or Kyle Pitts?
Plead the fifth.
I'd rather have Sanders, but Sanders actually looked decent when he's gotten opportunities.
Yeah, I think he's the answer. That's why I said
this is my whole point on tight ends is I'm never drafting them early ever again unless their name is Brock Bowers or fucking Trey McBride or maybe Sam Laporta. Like there's no reason to draft like the tight end 6 in startup ADP ever, in my opinion, ever. Just literally wait till tight end 14, Kyle Pitts, or tight end 15, Dalton Kincaid, and get them in the 14th round and fill out the rest of your roster before then. Grab Dalton Kincaid in 1 round, Jatavian Sanders 2 rounds later, and grab Cole Kmet 3 rounds after that. Like, and you'll be fine all year. Dude, I get it. Kyle Pitts is such a fucking bum, but like,
yo, you could, if you told me that Michael Mayer got traded to a team with opportunity next year, I'd take him over Kyle Pitts.
Oh, I would too. Use waivers for the hot hand at tight end next year. And here's another hot take of mine. The startup draft strategy of take 3 tight ends in the double-digit rounds. Let's say you swing and miss on all 3 of them. Just literally buy production during the season.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Go buy Evan Ingram or whatever during the year.
like, bro, dude.
Also, perpetually undervalued dynasty asset George Kittle is always available for less than a late first round pick.
Dude, you could get George Kittle every year for like the 201.
Every single year he's available for an early second. People, George Kittle is a little bit older, so like you get him for an early second. That's been 4 years now.
Dude. I have Jonnu Smith as a dynasty tight end 8 right now.
That's like,
why though?
Seems so incorrect, but it's
not.
Correct.
He's gonna re-sign in Miami too because they fucking adore him over there.
Seems so like that's like would it
disgusting.
Shock me if Jonnu Smith is tight end 27 in points per game next year? No,
it wouldn't.
Not even a little bit.
It wouldn't. Like, bro,
that's why I'm like, dude, I'll just like if I could trade Jonnu, if I could get Kyle Pitts in a 2 for Jonnu in a 3, I would fucking do it easily.
Oh, in a heartbeat, dude. Fucking. I mean, let's go through this too.
That's so unfortunate. Ahmed said he went 14-0 in the regular season, perfect draft, and then proceeded to lose in the final. That's so unfortunate. You went 0-7 Patriots on your league there.
Yeah, that is pain.
Purdy, Kittle, and Jennings to play tonight.
Good luck, brother.
Yeah, hopefully. I think Jennings may have just caught a touchdown. Oh no,
Did
he just drove a guy out the back of the club. Never mind.
I don't even have the game on yet, but
Cade Otton or Kyle Pitts, that's very easily Cade Otton there, right?
Very easily.
But
I don't even have to think twice.
But like Cade Otton is precisely the example of my strategy. Like I drafted Cade Otton in so many dynasty startups this year.
You know what? You want to know who the next man up is? Cade Stover once Dalton Schultz gets cut.
Yeah. There's you can draft a 4 tight end build in any dynasty startup having only spent double-digit round picks on tight ends, and you will have a top 10 tight end the next year every single time. It always happens. And you might get lucky and get a Trey McBride.
You know this year is fucked up at the tight end position. When the current tight end 7, you read that correctly, tight end 7 in fantasy right now, take a guess.
Tight end 7 in fantasy has got to be Hunter Henry.
Close. Similar archetype.
Tucker Kraft.
Grosser. Get gritty.
Pat Freiermuth.
Similar vibe though. Like he was the OG of them.
Oh, Zach Ertz. Yeah.
Zach fucking Ertz is the tight end 7 in fantasy.
Ugh. I mean, for what it's worth, he's the tight end 15 in points per game.
It should have been Benson it.
Oh, wait, it's not adjusted to week 17 yet. But here's my point. The tight ends that are good this year in fantasy, Johnny Smith, tight end 6. Dallas Goedert, tight end 9. Fucking Cade Otton, tight end 11. Tucker Kraft, tight end 12.
Did you say Dallas Goedert, tight end 9? The guy hasn't played in like fucking 6 weeks.
He's tight end 9 in points per game. Of the tight end, like the top 20 tight ends, like literally 10 of them were like double-digit round picks in startups. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that.
Dude, if I told you next year that Noah Fant was the tight end 6 in fantasy, would you be shocked?
No, not at all. This is another one of the examples of guys that I built out tight end course around. I would draft. I'll draft Noah Fant, I'll draft Cade Otton, and I'll draft Tucker Kraft, and I'll end up with a starting tight end. And you had 2 this year.
What you know about fucking Irv Smith Jr.'s comeback?
Oh God. No, I'm going to predict it right now. You know who's having a monster year next year?
Tip Ryman.
No, not Tip Ryman. Noah Gray. Noah Gray is literally going to be a top 5 tight end next year.
I dig that.
Chega Okonkwo is going to have an elite year next year.
Bro, yeah, I'm looking through fucking, what's another one? Like,
I would, did Slick Rick just catch a touchdown?
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, good for him.
I'll probably take Pitts still over JT Sanders slightly now that I think about it. What do we think about Breece going forward? I still have him as like a top 3 dynasty running back, top 4 if you're worst case looking pessimistic on it. But
that's not including Genty, by the way.
Not including Genty, yeah. Like if you want to say he's
with Genty,
like you can, like let's just pretend we're very anti Breece for a second. Is there anybody you can reasonably say is over Breece behind the top 3 guys? Like competitive, hyper elite team, are you taking Barkley or Breece?
No, I would still take Breece.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same page there.
Yeah,
we spent way too much time talking about tight ends.
It was a good time though. I mean, let's go through this one, right? So obviously, hear me out. Is it crazy to say that yes, the tier would be Bijan, Gibbs, HM, Breece? Don't get me wrong, but as soon as Genty's drafted, it's almost like a mini tier at the top with him and Bijan.
Yeah, probably. I think you could make the argument that the second Hampton's drafted, he's maybe potentially in the same category as Breece as well, depending on what happens with the Jets.
28th overall pick, Omarion Hampton or Breece Hall.
What team did he go to?
Who picks at 28 right now?
Like the Texans or something?
Something like that. Yeah, or maybe a little bit after that. Maybe the Chargers going a little bit of run and pick there.
Oh, you have to do the Chargers picked Hampton. I would literally rank him as a top 5 dynasty running back immediately.
So who picks at 28 right now? Oh, okay, maybe not the Eagles, but Washington would be a weird one because it's like Brian Robinson. Do they commit to him long term? Do they refresh
He's
with
on
the
his
guy?
last year of his deal too.
I would make sense. Like that could be like
let's get Hampton. Let's get Hampton to the fucking Chargers, dude. Let's get that.
The Steelers?
No.
He would just be a better Najee.
Pittsburgh irritates me. I hope I don't have to watch 2 playoff games of that team.
Yeah, the Chargers obviously.
Caleb Johnson also potentially draft capital wise. Like,
Thank you.
I would not be shocked if 4 of the top 10 dynasty running backs by the time we're in mid-June are running backs who were drafted this year.
By the way, real quick on this, I think Genty's just going to be my one regardless because he's just Bijan level prospect. But
He'd have to go
he's
to a
gonna be-
catastrophically bad landing spot for me to
Yeah.
still have Bijan ahead of him.
Agreed. Just wanted to say thank you guys. 60 ahead with 2 of his players left to go. Let's go, bro. Get that shit all day. Woo!
All right. We are like 10 minutes into the game here.
Last
so
thing
we're
I'll-
kind of trolling here.
Last thing I'll say, we're going to be doing, if you guys are paying attention to maybe you guys are degenerates, you guys are sickos, you guys want to see maybe what the 2025 draft landscape is going to be for your redraft leagues, we will be doing a way too early 2025 mock tomorrow. The last thing I'll say on it, is Bucky just going to be our fucking Devon Achane of last year?
I don't know. I'm going to...
The similarities are so good, bro.
I tend to think that Bucky might go higher than I want to draft him.
I
think where I would feel comfortable drafting Irving is
mid-second.
the early to mid third round.
I'd be mid-second, but then again, I was also higher than you on Achane initially too.
It is actually a good dynasty exercise as well, because you get an idea of where we're thinking of these guys. One season, Marty degenerate. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I mean, dynasty will do that to you, and we'll of course have probably another startup or 2 this offseason, and we also stay tuned. Are going to have a new dynasty product coming to you guys for the Flock Fantasy site that will be free to you if you are an annual subscriber. So. And it'll be available for purchase if you want another one or if you have multiple teams or whatever. So are there concerns with Bucky if Liam Cohen gets a head coaching job? He ain't going anywhere. I'm telling you right now, the Glazers aren't that stupid. He ain't going anywhere.
If he gets offered a head coaching job, though, like what if
they will offer him the Tampa head coaching job before that happens? Yes, there's legitimate reports from Scott Reynolds' Pewter Report that they would not let him out of the building. They will tell Todd Bowles, hey, retire, quote unquote, and we'll get
just like they did with Bruce.
Yeah. Todd Bowles is 63 years old, dude. He's old.
Yeah. Maybe is Bruce still in their organization right now?
Yep. Yeah, he's quality control, whatever, for the front office. He still gives inputs on draft picks and shit like that. Bowles would probably do the same thing if he wanted to retire.
They'll probably make up some bullshit role for him too.
What they won't do is make Cohn the head coach and Todd Bowles the DC. That definitely won't happen. But Casey Rogers would probably be the DC. If Bowles retires, the defensive line coach would probably take over as the DC.
So you guys don't have an official DC by word right now, or is the Bowles labeled as the head coach?
Bowles is the DC. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean that is the way you have to play.
Exactly. Like we're not a fucking idiot organization that's going to let a future head coach walk out the door. Like he's going to stay. I'm telling you right now. He first of all, he might not even get head coaching jobs this year because Tampa, for whatever reason, usually is a year behind. Because we're like a small market team. I mean, Canales got a job in his first year, but I tend to think that Cohen is maybe a year away from getting a head coaching job. And I'm really hoping that's the case because I would like for him to just take over Tampa's head coaching job.
I think that's what you
don't let him out. If he leaves the bill, I'm going to snap. Like, I'm going to be really mad. But Jason's not that stupid.
Yeah, makes sense. Also, how long was the Pearsall touchdown? Because I took his yards and
it was like a 3-yard touchdown. It wasn't long.
Got it. Damn it. All right.
But anyways, the game is on. Good luck to anybody who needs anything to go on tonight. Hopefully we get no Tim Patrick points, no Patrick Taylor points, no nonsense points that have me lose a fantasy championship. I wonder if Canales is the only guy willing to. Yeah, like that's the other thing. I think Canales might have been one of the only guys willing to take that job because no one wanted to work for David Tepper, but he's actually doing a good job right now. So good for him. But anyways, peace out, guys. Hopefully you win your titles. Congrats to you if you already did. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Danny already teased it. We're going to rip a way too early 2025 redraft mock.
Take care.